Hey guys, what's up? This is the Bull here. How y'all doing this morning? Hope everybody's doing great. I'm doing good. This is a bean harvesting video, but I did have to get these cucumbers off because they're just too big. You know, they get too big, and you got to keep picking so they keep growing. I'm leaving one up there to just get old, so I can harvest the seeds out of them and get some really mature seeds later on. I'm doing that with all my fruits, but nevertheless, this is a bean harvesting video, pole bean harvesting video right here from this trellis right here that you see to my right, probably to your left. However, I do want to walk you around the garden a little bit, just to, to show you what's growing in the Bull's garden. This is cucumber. This is one of those straight 8 slicers. Solid like a rock. I like them like that. You can slice them up, just pull the seeds out. You got tons and tons of flesh there to eat. This trellis here worked out great. I love how I have access to it from both sides here. I have all the containers growing down there, and it's nice. Makes for easy pickings. You can get a lot of beans, and they're just at arm's reach on both sides. This is fantastic. I don't even have to move, and all the beans come to me, baby. You get to be a tired old man like me, you don't want to be moving around too much. All right, there's loads of beans still left on here. I'm gonna just not pick no more because I'm deciding, this is a good enough meal for 2 days or so. And I'm gonna see which ones I wanna leave here. There's a lot of pods on here that are just huge, and that's the seeds I want. So just feel like picking so many. All right, I got my cucumbers down there, right? But nevertheless, I have a nice, good sized harvest of these rattlesnake beans there. Okay, so let's keep moving. I have some some other stuff that I want to harvest down the other end. All right, so just show you a little bit more of the garden. You don't want to bend. You don't want to go in there and bend over a little bit, especially if you're small. It's great, but nevertheless, you know, if you're a little taller, you don't want to go underneath there and bend. You could just stay out here and walk around and harvest beans. Don't want no more. That's enough. The jalapeno peppers are in strong. I already harvested from these once already. Took quite a few of them off. It is loaded and it's flowering like crazy. Apparently loves this heat that we've been having. So as you can see, it's loaded down. So I'm gonna be pickling these jalapenos. I love jalapenos on everything. So I'm gonna be pickling some, and some I'm gonna just chop up and eat like that because I just love jalapenos. Over here, out front of the eggplants, I have just straight up bush beans growing. These bush beans here, I don't know exactly what type they are because one of the ladies down at the church ministry picked these up. But they are prolific, putting out, it's just flowering like crazy all over, just loves where they're at, and it is so prolific, and it's gonna be loaded down with beans, and I'll show you those beans as soon as they start growing well, okay? So, yeah, so I took a few seeds from down the ministry garden, planted them over here, and they are just an amazing plant. Grow very prolific. I don't know if you remember one of the videos when I was making down in the church ministry garden, I was thinning out the butternut squash, and I told you I was going to take some of those seedlings that I thinned out, and I was going to plant over here at my garden. So these are those butternut squash that are doing just fantastic over here. They're all flowering really well now. They're starting to climb up the trellis, and we expect to get a harvest out of those butternut squash. Here's my beanstalk growing up there, and he's hooking up over here with the cherry tomatoes. Grow a lot of cherry tomatoes for my chickens. They just love those cherry tomatoes. They love all the tomatoes, and that's why I grow so many tomatoes there, so that my chickens can also enjoy the abundance of fruit here that we're growing. So hiding in this massive, there's tons of tomatoes in there. I don't thin them out there because I'm really, not worried about it. Whatever grows in there, because, something happens to them, they end up over at the chicken coop, which is just fine because that's a nice refreshing for the chickens to have in this heat. As you can see over here, all the eggplants, these are eggplants, and they're all flowering really nice. A few of them already have little eggplants that are on their way, like this one right here. It's been pulling eggs. She's all swelled up. And over here as well. But they're loaded, and we have quite a few eggplants there, so we should have a nice harvest of eggplants later on during the season. The pepper plants are just now starting to, because it was just so hot out, those flowers are having a hard time just growing into a fruit. But now that, the temperatures, well, now when the temperatures now start dropping into the 80s and whatnot, because it's been steadily in the 90s, now when it gets about into the 80s, these will start doing their thing. Now you can see some of them are starting to pepper out now, and so a lot of these little fruits there, you can see them, they start to put out the little peppers there. So we'll be having a nice harvest of bell peppers as well. I've been eating lots of round zucchini. This one right here that looks like a pumpkin, I let go because I want to collect the seeds out of him later on at the end of the season. And so she's hot as a rock. When you get these, if you grow these round zucchinis, you want to harvest them when they're about 4 inches at the most. Because if you let them go into 6 inches or whatever like that, 5 inches, the skin on them gets hard. Even though the flesh inside is still good, really good, but you want to harvest them when they're young, so they'll be nice and tender, like a zucchini's supposed to be. These zucchinis are my favorite right now. Over here, you can see the cushaw squash, really good. They're growing nice. Really nice. So happy with these here. I got another little teeny one growing on this vine here. And over here you can see a pretty good sized one coming along. Doing good. Can't wait to sink my teeth into these cushaw squash. Over here we have the cushaw squash trellis. Keep the fruit off the ground. Over here, we're at the garden on the incline. So over here, I have zucchinis, I have yellow crookneck squash, I have tomatoes that are smaller tomatoes. Then I have tomatoes that are a little bigger. Then down there I have bigger tomatoes. And as you can see where we came from, we have very mature tomatoes. So we're keeping the fruit growing in stages so that we can have a prolonged season of harvesting. In here, I have the little pumpkins. We have blackberries. We have just a ton of stuff over here. We have beans growing in between all the plants. We have the pumpkins rolling over. We have cucusa squash. We have asparagus. We have more squash plants. We have ginger. We just have a bunch of stuff just growing over here in different sets of stages so we can have a prolonged season of harvesting. We hopefully you can hear me through my AC unit. My AC unit kicked on and it's just so hot out that it just doesn't want to turn off. So hopefully you can hear me. If not, I have to do a little voiceover. So this is the garden on the incline. And I'll show you a little closer up. Nice zucchini right there. This is how I like to pick them. Yummy, yummy, yummy. Okay, so over here we have zucchini. We have yellow crookneck squash over here. We have tomato plants growing here. We have some baby watermelons growing in the front there as well. Earlier on during the season, I had some radishes there. I already harvested those. I have those baby pumpkins coming down. They're growing all over here with the blackberries. The blackberries are not quite black yet. They're a little tart right now, but used to little Angie. You got beans growing up on the small little trellis there. I had there to keep those little baby yard bunnies out of here. So we have beans growing in there. Up here in the back here, we have those smaller tomatoes. These tomatoes are a little farther along. Different types of tomatoes in here. What else we got in there? We have some calabaza growing as well in there. There's trellising down here. It's probably gonna wrap around these poles and tomatoes. Let it do what it do. As you can see down there, I have some suckers that I took off the tomato plants, and I put those in there like 3 days ago, and they're already standing up, even in this heat. The little round zucchinis started a new, here comes the AC unit again. I started a new, some new plants there because we have plenty of time to get those to harvest. Again, we have asparagus over here. As you can see, the small little pumpkins coming along right there. Here's another smaller one over here. Happy she's on a different vine, so hopefully she'll have enough energy to boost up like this one here did. Over here I saw a yellow zucchini, and I noticed that something was nipping on it, so I'm gonna go ahead and take them off. Little young yellow zucchini, had to take it off, right? Because look at it, had a little nip there, so decided just to take them, go ahead and take them off and enjoy him. And over here you can see we have tomatoes out front there. Lots of tomatoes again. Chickens love tomatoes. So these tomatoes I put over here delivery, they're all cherry tomatoes. So, and then right behind it we have the calabaza. And you've seen this calabaza maybe last week. And since then she has grown some, and she's almost, I'd say she's like a foot, maybe 15 inches or so from reaching the top of the trellis up here. And then it'll be great watching her just grow up there and put out some fruit there. Here in the middle here, we have some containers. We have some tomatoes growing in there. I lost one in the heat over there, and might have been the heat. It might have been something else because it was like down at the bottom of the stems. It was kind of browned out, so something must have attacked it. Nevertheless, I'm going to take one of those suckers that are growing over there, and I'm going to throw it in the container there just to fill in that area. And then back over there, the kabocha squash are growing, and they're starting to trellis up now. So everything is working, looking good. And I forgot to mention over here also on the trellis, right? Because we have all this stuff growing down there, growing on this trellis here. I think the trellis is like 38 feet long, something like that. And over here, as you can see, you know, we got grapes. We got grapes growing in the vines there. You can see the grapes. We have grapes growing. So. All right, guys, we're gonna go ahead and leave it here. Thank you so much for tuning in with me and rocking with me all the time. Just want to say, some of you have been asking about how's my weight thing coming along. Since I went to Puerto Rico, well, before going there, I had lost 22 pounds. Since coming back, I have gained like 10 pounds of it back. So, but I'm back at it again. I'm on, you know, I haven't lost it, just, you know, things happen, you know what I mean? But I'm going to get this, continue with my weight loss. Feeling good, looking better. So I just want to make sure I stay that way. I forgot to mention during this video here, the rhubarb that I harvested like last week, I think sometime, or 2 weeks ago, that I gave to this lady. She made 2 beautiful strawberry rhubarb pies, right? She made one for herself and she made one for me. I brought it home. I had a nice slice. It was delicious. It was so good that I only got one slice. My wife just destroyed it. She loved it. She destroyed it. And I was happy to see her eating that stuff right out of the garden, okay? So anyway, I'm going to let you go now. Thank you so much for rocking with me. I will see you on the next video. God bless.